Glorify the King. It's a little dark now and dim. I'm standing 300 feet away. 300 feet away. These are the mosquitoes flying in view of the camera. 300 feet away from that building I'm standing away, or at least 250 feet or so. This would be the east side of this premises. Now, on the 27th of May 2013, Justice Milton Evans allowed a divorce petition between myself and my ex-wife to be heard at a reasonable time at 11 a.m. in the morning. The second case regarding this property in respect to my ex-wife, myself, and the First Caribbean International Bank would be heard on the 31st of May 2013. Justice Milton Evans set that case for 9:30 in the morning. That was a Friday. That was Friday past. Today is Sunday. At the end of the day, I got mixed up with the time, thinking it was at 11, between 11 or at least 10 o'clock. So I tried to get there for 10. I reached there like 6 or 4 minutes actually late to find out the case was at 9:30. Bear in mind, the person that, and I want to put on this record, the person that served me have perjured and in my view, lied in respect to court's documents. And I shall use the document and show where they lied as exhibit number 2. Document number 2. This is video documentary basically of the property since the ruling of Justice Milton Evans in respect to giving custody and control of this property over to the First Caribbean International Bank on or within 45 days, providing the mortgage is not paid. Now, this is for every homeowner that lost their homes in the last 22 years. The reason why this is happening is because of my talent, my surname, special interest in respect to the royal family, the House of Windsor. They spent billions of dollars to make sure tonight this young man would not have what everyone or as much persons who did already for the day wrote on different timelines and calls and telephone calls and wished me a happy birthday. On the 2nd of June 2013, today, I celebrated 43 years on God's beautiful planet. And the Psalms comes to mind, 2 Psalms, Psalms 23, Psalms 24. And for the governments of this country, the government of this country and on the 7 continents, Psalms 25 comes to mind to me for them. However, the point being, as of this day, day number 43, and counting down to day number 0, I'm asking every homeowner in the Bahamas, if you have a home, you so into those of us who is trying to save their homes. You know, the talent, I'll have to now produce images after images now to show and to encourage Bahamians now who are homeowners, especially those who are in process of losing their homes. It will cause everyone something. It's caused me 5 years and 5 days of Hubert Ingram and all the tricks in his last governing of this country in pertaining to 2007 and 2000, losing the election in 2012. It is absolutely egregious, sinful, corrupt, and wrong what the sitting Prime Minister, Perry Glaston Christie, seconds by simply allowing certain ungodly practices relative to political policy decision-making and governing to continue to reign. I am saying, in 43 days, God Yahweh in the name of the Yeshua that I serve, will show up and pay off this mortgage. This house and property and myself, my name is Amos J. Miller Israel, by birth Amos Miller. The government of the Bahamas is trying to get away with corruption. They're trying to get away by causing the people to have this so-called new reprogrammed mind that it's okay for us to accept the condition of our country and the condition of which our people find themselves in. I stand in all of this mosquito tonight like I stood this morning as the going down of the sun set. Today, I give the God I serve, Yahweh, glory. Not because I'm perfect, but because I know that my birth in the 2nd of June, 1970, was absolutely relevant and would come to be absolutely necessary, that I did not compromise myself in respect to taking any political patronage that were offered to me by some persons very close to the sitting Prime Minister, Perry Glaston Christie. Now, it was this property that they came to and cleaned up all of this area here that you cannot really see. This is my property on this side. My property is on this side. This is now heading, this is where they had the sign over by that lamp pole. This is where they spent $15 million plus in this area, along with other surrounding areas, cleaning up. Yet, within 90 days or so, or within 90 days or within the 1 year they would have been in governing and started the urban renewal program, everything is almost back to the way it was at the beginning. My property, I have struggled to clean this property and keep it clean and promote it on the different world circuit. So I sent a message to Justice Milton Evans in court on the 27th of May. It was a good day to be in court on May 7th, on May 27th, 2013, at a reasonable time of 11 a.m. in the morning. For you to know, I have my ex-wife and I, in respect to the divorce, say, must come back after we have been seen by social services on June 5th. Why, sir, would you set a date for the very same persons involved, including now, in this particular instance, the First Caribbean International Bank, for a hearing to be heard 9:30 a.m. in the morning, sir? It was a rainy day on Friday, the 31st of May 2013. Justice Milton Evans, you serve in that seat, honorable seat, and your honorable office, in that honorable office, as a justice of our country. I said to you, I got mixed up with the time because you all put off the first date and created a second date. The first time, sir, when the petition went out, or the summons went out for me to be summoned to your court in respect to the hearing with First Caribbean International Bank and my ex-wife, Tiffany Patricia Roll, sir, that date for us to appear before you was set at a reasonable time, 11 a.m. in the morning. Just like 1 year later, we would appear, Tiffany Patricia Roll and I, my ex-wife and I, would appear before you sometime later the next year, meaning the 27th of May 2013. Sir, on that day, you set the hearing at 11 a.m., which was reasonable. I said in your court that young lady and her attorney lied in court in court records and in respect to misleading the honorable court, which in respect to is basically misleading the honorable people of this country, because this is a case that will go forward. Now, you did not want to accept the fact that I was pointing out to you and acknowledge that I was pointing out to you that in their court documents it shows that she works or is being paid by Aqua Designs. And the case that was brought the case that was brought against me in respect to her, well, the case, the company she works for, while she was bringing in this case before you, sir, in respect to me, this company name was Aqua Designs, knowing they were telling a lie in their court documents. And sir, you as well knew in your heart they were telling a lie, because the truth of the matter is, everybody knows General Electric or GE Water Corporation, number one. Everyone knows in the Bahamas who one of the major company that provides reverse osmosis water for the Bahamian government, the Bahamian people by way of our Bahamian government. It is called GE Water Processing Technologies. Now, why doesn't Tiffany Patricia Roll and her attorney, Patricia, whatever her name is, I'll get it to the people shortly, all right, try to mislead the court? And when I brought it to your attention, sir, you preferred not to hear from me and for me to have representation by attorney. Sir, from you take this property 3 days later and give it to a bank who knows that we have a 2-year agreement, one written, one verbal, to sell this property for the market value. I was refused in respect to my corporation, YAH Creations, Images and Designs Limited, was refused by the First Caribbean Bank. Principals, not principals, but employees, Mr. Black, Harold Black, and his supervisor, I came to know to be a supervisor, Mr. McDonald. Now, I want y'all to know, I am a miller. I have enough talent to keep my property, and I am not losing my property to no corrupt person, whether it be a politician, whether you are a politician serving in the honorable people's parliament, or whether you be a religious leader, corrupt religious leader, fooling or beguiling the people of this country. On this day, Queen Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, reigning sovereign of this nation, every one of you lawyers that were made in the last 22 years to serve in either the sitting Prime Minister Perry Glasson Christie's cabinet or the former Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Ingram's cabinet, knows quite well that this country and its governing these men have bankrupted this country as relates to their governing and as prime ministers. Now, the issue here is the fact that my grandfather, one, helped to save this Bahamian economy. He went on the contract days and did his part, like any other Bahamian that would have been honored either by the father of the nation, Sir Lyndon Oscar Pendleton, in his 25 years of governing this country, and under his governing, sir, and sirs and ma'ams and everyone listening, this country was blessed and prospered. And they and his generation, representing my grandfather and grandmother's generation, they passed on a blessed country to these two men to now, in less than 22 years, bankrupt. They have bankrupt a people by first taking out every dime out of our hands, out of our pockets, by just simply creating a mass havoc in respect to taxes and what we ought to pay. Yet they're telling lies that we do not get tax in the Bahamas. Listen, the Bahamas and the Bahamian people are one of the most taxed and heavily taxed country and citizens on the planet. Why? Because the majority of our natural resources in the hands of some corrupt politician, corrupt religious leader, and their family and their friends and their lovers, which is mostly foreign, direct, aggressive investors. I send a strong message. This is also an exhibit for the people's court, the world's court. You see, when I said the Bahamas government was corrupt, I did not know it stretches as far as our courts. And I'm not saying the Honorable Justice Milton Evans is corrupt. I'm just telling you, I know what took place in that court, and what took place in that court was an unjust ruling. Now, whatever it takes to have a copy of that ruling in my possession so I can properly defend my right, then Father God Yahweh will step up and step in. So if there is any Bahamian, black or white, because black and white is Yahweh's children, creation, created by the God Spirit, the Spirit of God Most High, Adonai Elohim. We know him as, because the word Yahweh was too sacred for the average Jew to call because of our sinful nature, as we were taught from Scripture. Yet, I say, I am a Hebrew Israelite, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, according to the Bahamian preamble of our Bahamian Constitution, and according to Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of the Bahamian Constitution. I claim all of my hereditary right as a sovereign seed of this state for 43 years, my age, and for 68, my mother age, and for 70, my father age, and for the age of my grandfather. He probably would have been 95 plus years old today. The devil is a liar, and the only demons and devil around here is our lifestyle and, those we allow to continue to destroy this nation with their egregious, ungodly, and absolutely antiquated, barbaric, political, religious, by nature esoteric policies that does not give to the Bahamian, average Bahamian citizen or this country from an average perspective, but it takes from us as a people. May the Spirit of Yahweh and in the Spirit of His Son, the Yeshua, bring forth now with great strength and power those who will help to pay off this mortgage so we can save the mortgages of others. In the name of the Yeshua, I pray and give God glory for those mortgages that were going to be paid off now, because this represents the last remaining home that would stand up on this level, you see, and this is what's supposed to be the last favor this corrupt, treasonous government are now prepared to do for the royal house of Windsor. This is my humble opinion according to the records of my grandfather's generation, the Sir generation. We were warned in 1973 by Sir Oscar Penlin, and I'm warning the people in 2013, just short of 40 years celebration day. So when y'all talk about taking anything around this Bahamas, this will be around the four corners of the planet and globe long before y'all reach the last Bahamian island. God bless the Bahamas and the kingdom of its people.